Today, I'm going to be recording for my professor, okay? It's kind of what we do in here. But first, I want to kind of go over the first unit here, all right? You guys got through the first unit. I don't know what I do. I know what you achieved on your test. But I want to go over these results here. You guys answer these questions every time you come in here. And I know you're logging in now. But before you log in, let's go over this real quick. The first question you answer is, how confident are you with this lesson before tutoring? What this graph shows is about 50% of you come in here at a 2, like a level 2. That means, hey, you know what? Help me a little and I got it. The average time you come in here, that's probably what's going on. Now, some kids come in here at a 3. They just need some more practice. But then 17% of the time, people are coming in at a 1. They're saying, even with help, I don't get it. All right, so you're one of those that comes in and scores a 1 before we start tutoring. That's a good thing, all right? The students that score a 1 are probably gonna grow the most in a session. The students that grow the least are students that come in here, they're already at a level 4. They already know what they're doing. But if they're at a level 3, they can still grow a little bit. They just need a little more help. So that's pretty interesting. Now, leaving, you see how much green there is here? It's about a quarter of it, all right, a little more. To be exact, it's 33% come in at a 3. And then after leaving, 77% leave as a 3. And that's kind of our target. We want you at a 3 or above by the time you leave here, because 3 just says, you know, I get it, but I need some more practice. So we jump from 33 to 77. And then 13% of you are at a 4. That's the highest one. So I'm going to draw this out a little bit, because before, let's look at this circle here. I'm going to say this here. Everything that's filled in, those are the students that are in need of more help, okay? But after leaving here, that's all the students they need. So you can see all this white space, that's a gain. So how do you guys feel about the tutoring so far? When you come in here, do you feel like you're growing from it? Yeah? Okay, tell me about it. You come in here, what do you usually put in for your confidence level when coming in? Is it the same every time, or is it kind of different per lesson?
Kind of different per lesson.
Okay. What about you, Cornelius? Are you scoring the same every time when you walk in? Are you scoring a 1? Are you scoring a 2 before tutoring? Or does it just depend on the lesson? Yeah, it just depends how the toughness of it. Now, I'll hand it to you guys. That last unit we just had, it was tough. It was really tough. But you guys stuck with it. You kept coming in here for help. And I was kind of impressed with how you did when it came to your homework submissions. Since you're in here, I took some notes, okay? So Cornelius, you ready to go first? I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. I said, this student is kind of distracted by his phone sometimes when he gets help. I redirected him multiple times to keep it away, and he usually does. He demonstrates the ability to advocate for himself, and he keeps an eye on successful audience. So what that means to me is, I only have you logged in here 3 times. But you've been in here a lot more than 3 times. So what's that mean? Are you logging in every time you come get math help? Okay, I need you to do that, okay? Because I'm collecting data. So I don't think your logins were representative of how many times you logged in. Caleb, I think you're doing pretty good at logging in every time you come in here, okay? So I kind of want to go over those results for you. Caleb, let me kind of go over your results. Okay, Cornelius, I'm not done with you. Overall, you have a confidence growth of +2. And what that means is, when you come in, you're scoring a 2, and then when you leave, you're scoring a 4 or a 3. So you got a +1 one day, and you got a +1 the other day. What that means is you got a confidence boost of +2. That means there's comprehension going on and you're ready for the test a little better. Caleb, where are you at here? I got you as yellow. I got you logged in for 5 visits. We started recording your visits on January 24th. You submitted 9 out of 9 assignments. So this is obviously working for you coming in here, right? What's your confidence boost? You're at a +6. So every time you're leaving, I'm showing that your confidence level is higher than when you walked in here, okay? So we like to see pluses there, but we just want you to be honest on those surveys. All right, now that we're logged in, see, why it's important to log in at the beginning is because then I can count how many minutes you're in here. And if I need to advocate for you that you're trying and you're working to your ability, I point to that data that shows you're in here a bunch of times. All right, so number 1, you guys are down here. That means you need to gain confidence. What's the rule with these exponents? And this is in your notes. When there's no parentheses, what do I do with those exponents? What do I do with that 3 and the 4? Cornelius, what do you do with those? Add them. You add them. So go ahead and add those. M to the what? Did I give you a calculator? 3 plus 4. 7. And that's it. We can't do anything more to that one. All right? So we like those because there's just one step. All right. Caleb. What's the rule with number 2? I got 2 M's. They both have exponents. What do I do with those exponents?
You just add them.
You add them, right? Gosh, that looks like the same problem. And it is. So let's go to, sorry guys, I wrote the same problem down. Yours, Caleb, is this one. 4x to the 5th times 2x to the 3rd. So I kind of need to check in with you. Do we know the rules of the bases here? What do I do with the 4 and the 2?
Multiply.
You're gonna multiply. Go ahead and multiply, Caleb.
8.
8. You know what I usually do after I multiply those big numbers, the bases, I'm crossing those out. I don't want to look at them anymore. All right? Cornelius, help me out. I got X's, one with the 5, one with the 3. What operation? Think of the operation first. What am I doing with that 5 and the 3? You're adding them, good. And after you add them, what is it? There you go. Proper tools for the proper job. Go ahead and wake that back up, please. So far, so good, guys. Who thinks they got the skills to pay the bills for number 3? Anyone got enough confidence? Caleb, I think it's your turn. Look at those big numbers first. What do you see?
5 and a 3.
5 and a 3. What else do you see? Is there any other numbers that have bases?
And 2 and the 6.
5, 3, and 3, right? Let's get those big numbers out of the way. What operation is involved with these 3 numbers here?
Multiplying.
Multiplying. Go ahead and multiply, all of you. 5 times 3 times 3.
$45.
45. And again, we multiply those together, cross them off. We don't want to see them anymore. Forget about it. We're done with them. Now remember, we're talking standard form here. What letters should we look at next, the X or the Y? What comes first in the alphabet, the X or the Y?
X.
Yeah. So go ahead and circle those. I got X to the second here. I got X to the second here. And this is where your brain comes in. This is where your thinking brain comes in. What am I doing with those exponents?
adding.
We're gonna add again, good. So go ahead and add those x's together, those exponents. 4, good job. Cross them out, we don't wanna see them anymore. Do we have anything that's not crossed out now? The y, y to the 6. There's nothing we can do with that. So you write it as is, and you write off into the sunset. You're good. I'm gonna erase these. Is anyone still writing these down? We're good? Now I'm impressed. You guys you know the difference between adding the exponents and when to multiply them. And that's a big step towards the right direction. Now, they're presented number 4 to you like this. Take a moment. What operation am I doing with the exponents? Take a moment.
Adding.
You're adding. Go ahead and add it.
11.
So what do I write as my answer? M to the what? 11. Good. That's all you gotta do, guys. That's all you gotta do. Now we're gonna present something a little different. All right. -2 to the -4th power. We can never have what in our answer? Negative exponents. You hear that, Cornelius? So how do I fix it? Let's fix that part first. How do I move this to the right spot? We're gonna turn it into a fraction, aren't we? Now what? Where do I move this? If it's got a negative exponent, how do I get rid of that negative exponent? So, I guess I haven't learned this yet, but this whole thing, it goes to the bottom, all right? So I'm gonna make another fraction here, -2, but if I move this to the bottom, that -4 turns to a +4. So that's your first step, is to get rid of that negative exponent. I see that phone. I'm gonna put that over there for now. All right, Cornelius. While you're looking at your phone, we moved this down to this, all right? Now, how do I type that into my calculator? This is where your calculator skills come in. What am I typing in? Caleb, wanna give it a try? What am I typing in?
-2 to the power of 4.
Yeah, do you know how to type that into your calculator?
Carrot top.
Yeah, you hear that, Cornelius? It's a carrot top. And I think you know how to do that, so go ahead and give me -2 carrot top 4.
Wait for that. -1.
-2 carrot top 4. -16. Good. So what's my final answer gonna be? 1 over -16. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. You think you can do that on a test or a quiz? You guys have shown that you could, but it takes practice. You can't just leave here and expect to do good on the test. If you want higher test scores, you gotta practice this at home. All right, so far so good. I do want to say good job on coming down here. Try to get more students to come that need to be here. But you guys made the right decision, all right? So keep that up. What's this, number 5? 6. Look at us. You trying to done this whole assignment? All right. I like these because automatically I know what to do with the 0. What do I do with that y to the 0? Anything to the 0 power is?
0.
No, it's not, it's actually, it's 1, right? Whenever you see this, just cross it off. That's all you gotta do. All right? And then there's nothing else we can do to that. So what's my answer? 5x, all right? Moving on, number 7. Cordelia Singleton, come down. Come on down. Come on now. I want you to circle what we're supposed to move. Nice. Where am I gonna move it?
I don't know.
Where are we at right now? Imagine this is a fraction, right? Right now, you're on the top. So where do I move that m to the -1? And why'd you pick that -1? Why'd you pick that one? You're right, but why'd you pick it?
Because you can't have another negative exponent.
That's right. So how do I fix that? We gotta move it somewhere. Where am I gonna move it?
At the bottom.
Go ahead and move it. So you circled this whole thing here, right? We gotta move that whole thing. Where am I gonna move it? Okay. That -1, I don't know where that came from, but once you move this to the bottom, that negative is no more. Okay, so that's good, you can sit down. Good job. So what's my final answer gonna be, Caleb? You took care of this already, this is no more. What's my final answer gonna be? You tell me, I'll write it. You see what he did? I wanna make sure you understand that. He said we had to move this m to the -1, do you agree? And he moved it to the bottom. Once you move it to the bottom, that negative becomes a positive. That's all he did, okay? We moved this down to here. Now I want you to tell me what the final answer is gonna be. What do I keep at the top?
4n squared
Over,
m over 1.
or just m. M to the first power, same as m, okay? Guys, that's all you gotta do. You did really good there. Okay, first you have to identify what?
Negatives.
Yeah. So should I circle anything? Or should you circle anything?
-3.
Yeah, this whole thing. Circle it. 'Cause we know that has to move. Where are you gonna move it?
Do you like the beginning?
So right now, let's imagine this is a fraction. Okay, right now it's at the top. And it's a negative. To fix that, where do I move the y to the -3? To the bottom, yeah. So tell me what to write down here. Once I move it, what happens to that -3?
Positive.
Yeah, it turns positive. Then you cross it out, we don't wanna see it anymore. And after you take care of that, present your final answer, tell me what to write.
-3x squared c to the 6th power over y squared.
Why what?
Cube.
Cube, very good. So that makes sense. If you can identify what needs to be moved, if you look for those negative signs, then you're money. What happens if this starts off and the -3's on the bottom? What if it started off like this? What do I do with that -3? That y to the -3. What would I have to do to fix that? You circle it and move it where? Because right now it's on the bottom.
To the top.
To the top, okay? But that's not the case, I just want to make sure you knew that, because you might see that on your test. Okay, go ahead and go back to your survey, please answer number 2 and any comments on there about your confidence, okay? Think about where you are, or where you were before this lesson, and where you are now. Do you feel better? Feel worse? Feel more confident? And why?